Car radios are fiddly to work on at the best of times. In this video we take a look at this unit from a Rover 800 series and we see what we can do about swapping out the cassette deck. So as alluded to, this set was actually fitted to a Rover Sterling. However, the manufacturer of the set is Phillips, and other manufacturers such as Vauxhalls have used these in their range throughout the mid-1980s to the early 90s. These steps should apply to those models as well. Now the cover actually prizes off, there's no screws or anything of that nature, and the cassette deck itself is actually modular. It isn't soldered in at any point. There is this ribbon connector that you can see there, which connects the cassette deck to one of the circuit boards. You do need to move the rewind and fast forward LEDs out of the way. You don't, as I'm doing here, need to remove the bottom panel. There are no screws or anything under there that you need to deal with, certainly on this version anyway. Other versions may be different, so yours you may need to check, but certainly the version used in the Rover 800 series uses this particular deck mechanism. There are 3 Torx screws holding it in place. As you can see, the locations are sort of on screen now. There's a couple at the front and then there is one down by the motor. You do need to remove the front panel itself, because to get the rewind and fast forward LEDs out, the front panel needs to be removed so that the actual cable and LED assembly can be popped out. Removing that actually gives you a lot more leeway to be able to get the mechanism out. So what goes wrong with these mechanisms? Well, apart from the obvious degradation of the belt, which is mostly user replaceable, the flywheels themselves for the capstan, so there's actually 2 capstans in this because it's an auto reverse deck. The flywheels themselves have a plastic ring which is effectively pressed onto the metalwork, and what tends to happen over the years is these will split and they will cause a clicking noise within the deck, and also cause the deck to have quite an exceptional amount of whoa and flutter on playback, to the point where it is pretty much unusable with tape. Thankfully though, as you can see, you can actually swap out the deck entirely for one from a working unit, or certainly a unit, say for example in my case, that has a dodgy radio but a completely working viable cassette deck itself. Replacement is pretty much reverse of removal, and obviously once replaced you just need to replace the front panel, then make sure all of the cabling is routed back correctly. Obviously before the front panel, make sure your LEDs are back in, and once that's sorted out you can then get started with putting the top cover back on and testing the unit. However, for the moment that is all that we need to do in this video. I would like to thank you very much for watching. Hope this has proved to be useful, and I'll see you again very soon. Take care and thanks for watching.